Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start you off sitting on your chair with your Pilates ball underneath you. So go ahead and have a seat right on that Pilates ball. And then sit yourself up with a nice tall spine. So we'll be affecting the pelvic floor here by having that ball underneath us. It's doing it all by itself. You don't really need to think too much about it. We are going to start focusing in on some breath while we sit. The deeper the breath goes, the more you are additionally affecting that pelvic floor by your diaphragm expanding and contracting. So go ahead and close your eyes, roll your shoulders up by your ears, drop them down and back. So you have a nice wide open chest, collarbones are wide. And then start to take a big, big, deep breath. See if you can send it all the way down to where you feel that ball underneath you. And then exhale. And pull the pit of the belly up and in. And then we repeat. Breathe in. And exhale completely. Ideally, breathing in and out of the nose. Your belly will expand, your ribs will expand. And then when you exhale, a drawing up and in of the lower belly, which will also contract just slightly that pelvic floor. We're not getting aggressive about it. And we'll do that 3 more times. So breathe in. Exhale. Pull the belly just in a little bit, up and in. Breathe in. Exhale. And one more time, big breath in. And long exhale, pull the pit of the belly up and in. Good. And just continuing to take deep, expansive breaths as we start to move. So hands will come to the shoulders. We're going to draw circles with the elbows. So getting some movement into your shoulders, rolling the shoulders as you move those elbows. Doesn't matter which way, you're going to go both ways. One more time this direction, and then you'll go the other way. And a couple more. All right. So then the hands are going to come behind the head. You can interlace them. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. So we're going to expand and really open the chest. The ball will move a little bit underneath you as you move from essentially cat to cow. So round your spine, tuck your chin, the ball rolls a little bit. And then we do it again. Open, expand wide through those collarbones. And then we round the spine, bring your elbows towards each other. And we continue. Inhale and open. And then we exhale and we round. Inhale and we open. Exhale and we round. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and open. Exhale, we round. Good. You can release those hands. I'm going to come a little bit closer to you guys for this next one. So you're still on your ball. We're going to be releasing the front of the neck. So we're going to be placing the hands, if you can, slide inside your shirt on the skin underneath the right collarbone. So I'm pulling that fascial tissue down. And then from here, I'm going to be lifting to the opposite side. So if I have my hands on my right underneath my collarbone, I'm lifting up to the left. So I'm stretching the right side of my neck. So I'm not dumping backwards. I'm really thinking of lengthening. And I might move around a little bit. Maybe I just turn my head a little bit side to side here. So I'm lifting and lengthening up and to the left. And then maybe I'm turning my head a little bit. If you're feeling a pinching in the back, just regroup. Make sure you're not dumping. So lengthening. A little movement. Whatever feels good. Circles. Maybe it just feels good to hold. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So again, I recommend getting inside your shirt, so skin to skin, pull down. So I'm pulling to the left, and then I'm lifting my chin up and to the right. I can even jut my chin a little forward to get more. And then I might move a little bit. So I'm stretching, lengthening the tissue in the front of my neck here. So what happens a lot of times when we spend a lot of time at the computer, our head gets pulled forward. These tissues get shortened up, which means my head gets locked forward. And of course, we end up with that forward head syndrome, which can cause all kinds of problems. Couple more movements or a couple more breaths. If you're being still here is fine. And we'll let that go. Shake your arms out. Sometimes those arms get tired from being up there. So we're going to, from here, tuck your chin back like you're creating a double chin, and then drop your ear to your shoulder. So right ear to right shoulder. So my chin is not forward, it's actually tucked back, and then ear to shoulder. If you feel like you want it a little more, you could put the hand on the side of the head and you'll get a little more. Try not to get too aggressive with this. Again, chin is tucked back, and then we take that opposite, taking the hand to the opposite side of the head. Maybe if it's too much to do that, you don't have to. You could also, if you have an ability to grab the chair here on the left side, you could help keep that shoulder pulled down. That's another option. If you do have the hand on the head, go ahead and release it. And you're going to nod your head like yes. So my ear is to the shoulder, but then I'm going to just nod my head like yes. You have the option to take a hold of your seat of your chair or the side of the chair in some way, if that works for you. Another option could be hand behind the back. Lots of options. You do what seems like it's working for you. A couple more nods of the head. Keep breathing. And then we'll come up, let that go. And we're going to do the other side. So again, we're going to tuck the chin back, create a little double chin. Left ear comes over to the left shoulder. Few options here. Maybe the hand comes to the opposite side of the head. Maybe you grab the side of the chair or the seat of the chair. Remember that chin stays tucked back for right now. If it's too much with the hand on the head, don't do it. Maybe it's just fine to have the head over there. Maybe that's enough. Keep breathing. And then if you have the hand on the head, go ahead and release it. And you're just going to start to nod your head like yes. Whatever range feels okay for you. Again, my ear is over towards the shoulder, but then I'm nodding my head like yes. Continue to take deep breaths. And we'll let that go. Good. So last one we're going to do, chin to chest, hands come to the back of the head. Now I'm not going to let my back round here like we did earlier with the cat-cow. We're going to just bring that chin to the chest with a little bit of pressure from those hands, stretching the back of the neck. Couple more big breaths. And we'll let that go. All right. So we're going to come off of that Pilates ball. All the while you were actually affecting that pelvic floor. Now we're going to be using your single yoga tune-up ball. So one yoga tune-up ball outside of the tote. We're going to start with the right leg hamstring. So the ball will go right where that glute and hamstring connect. So go ahead and place it there. Notice I turned sideways on my chair. That's going to give me more room to move. So I'm putting my weight on the ball as much as it feels okay for me. And then we start to straighten and bend the right leg. So the ball is under my right leg and I'm straightening and bending the right leg. If I need more, I'll lean more to the right. Okay. If I have a back of my seat, I might hold on here so I don't tip over. The other option is to actually put some more weight on that leg. So if I need more, I can lean on that leg and give myself more. So straighten and bend, straighten and bend. And again, to the degree that you feel like you're feeling something, if you're not feeling something, you need more pressure, or maybe you need to move the ball. Maybe a little right or left is going to be appropriate for you. For me today, I needed a little bit more lateral, so I moved it a little bit to the right, and now I found the spot that I need it. Okay, and when I say I need it, it's not so much that I'm gritting my teeth or holding my breath. Just a reminder, more is not always better. We want to feel it for sure. We want to know something's happening, but it's not to the degree that we are creating any kind of anxiety. We have enough in our life that makes us anxious. This is not a situation we want to make that more. So from here, you're going to start to move that leg side to side. You can just sweep it back and forth. And if that quadricep gets tired, you just let it rest for a second. You know, put that foot down, and then you can start again. We move side to side, just letting that ball travel back and forth. And then if you have a spot that you really need to just focus on, maybe you just pin that ball and put some pressure on, close your eyes and take some deep breaths. If there's no spot that's really saying, oh, you need to stay there, then maybe just keep moving, or you repeat the extension. So you do what feels like it's going to be serving you best. Right now, I feel like I just need to press and hold. Maybe a couple more big breaths. See if I can get that to soften. All right. So we're going to move the ball down more towards the middle of the hamstring. And then I'm going to put the pressure on there that feels appropriate. And I straighten and bend and straighten and bend. I can play with internal and external rotation. Notice I'm turning my toes in, I'm turning my toes out. Maybe that doesn't change anything, so I just keep it pointed straight ahead. So just kind of play with it. This whole thing is an exploration. We don't want to waste our time. We want to feel something. We want to definitely go to the degree that we allow our bodies to soften. So that's going to be feeling it, but not overdoing it. We'll start to move that leg side to side. Just feeling that ball move left to right across the middle part of that hamstring. Okay. And then you're going to have about 10 more breaths to do what seems like it's serving you. I'm going to take that hold again. I found a spot that really needs it. I'm just going to press and just simply hold here. Take some deep breaths. I'm leaning on it to the degree where I feel like I'm getting what I need, but I'm not overdoing it. Okay, if it feels like it's too much, I'm going to back it off a little bit. And then maybe I lean back in. Let's take 3 more big breaths. Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to take the ball out from underneath you, set that down, and we're going to sit forward on our chair now, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And I've got like a 90-ish degree angle here and a 90-ish degree angle here. You'll decide if you need more or less of a bend based on your knees and your flexibility. The chest will stay lifted as we hinge forward, but then we're not going to stay. We're going to lift back out of there. And then we hinge forward and then we'll lift back out. So you definitely want to feel something as you take it forward. And then you feel probably a little less as you lift it up. We don't want to go to the degree where we are having to round the spine to get lower. So if I'm here, that's fine. If I need to round my spine to get lower, I'm not stretching the area that I'm trying to stretch. So I'm trying to get movement into this right outer hip and glute area, not the back. Will it help the back? Absolutely. But we're not trying to actually stretch the back itself right now. Hip glute area is what we're going for. A couple more times. We hinge forward, lift it up. We hinge forward, lift it up. Let's do one more time. Hinge forward, and then we lift it up. So we're going to be rotating to the right now. So taking a hold of the knee, pulling it in, rotate. I could hold it with one hand and then use my chair to help me rotate, or I can hold with 2 hands. And then we come back out of that. So we pull the knee towards us with 1 or 2 hands and then rotate to the right and then rotate back to center. And we pull it in and we rotate. And then we release. And we pull it in and we rotate, moving through the middle back here. And then we release. So think of moving from that rib cage area. We'll do that one more time. We pull it towards us and then rotate. And we release. Okay. So we're going to be standing up now and facing our chair, continuing to work the right side of the body. So our foot will go up on the chair. I'm straight ahead facing my chair. So I'm not compensating for a tight hamstring by turning. We are going to do a version where we turn intentionally, but for right now, square yourself up to your chair. So from here, you can keep a little bend in this right knee if it's necessary, not a problem. So we hinge forward and then we bring it up. So if you're only feeling behind the knee, I recommend you bend your knee. Okay. If you're feeling the whole leg, you can keep your legs straight. And you can decide if it feels better in your body to have a pointed ankle or flexed. And if they both feel fine, maybe you go back and forth between a flex and a point, or you just do some of each. So I'm going back and forth. I'm pulling my toes back towards my shin. I'm hinging forward, coming up. If you need to hold on to something, don't be afraid to use a wall. No problem. If all you're doing is working on balance and you're not getting a stretch in that hamstring because you're so worried you're going to tip over, please hold on to something. We can work on your balance another time. We point for some, we flex for some, unless one or the other is just not working for you. We'll do that a couple more times. Okay. Good work. All right. So from here, as I mentioned, we are going to intentionally now turn away. So we were here. Now you're going to turn to the side. So my right foot will still be up. My toes will point towards the ceiling. Standing leg, go ahead and bend it a little bit. And again, if you need to hold on to a wall or another chair, don't be afraid to do that. We hinge forward. Notice my spine is long, and then we come back up. We hinge forward, inner thigh here, and then we come back up. We hinge, and then we come back up. So hopefully you're feeling that inner thigh on the right side. If you're not, maybe adjust your distance. Maybe you're not keeping the toes pointed towards the ceiling. If you go like this with the foot, you're going to take some of that stretch off. So as best you can, those toes keep pointing towards the ceiling, even though you're coming forward. Let's do that a couple more times. We hinge forward. We come up. And then we hinge and come up. Okay, so take the foot off of the chair. We will still be affecting the right side, but we're going to put the left foot on your chair. So some of you, again, will want some support from a wall space for this one. Some of you will not need it. You're stepping the right foot back. And if you have a back of the chair, it can be really helpful. So I'm stretching this right hip flexor. If this is absolutely not working for you, you might also feel this left hamstring, by the way. Right hip flexor, mostly I'm lifting my chest. Okay, if this is absolutely not working for you, a variation would be to do this just on the floor like this. So I'm still stepping my right foot back. It's my right hip flexor I'm stretching. I'm tucking my pelvis, squeezing the glute. This is your modification. You should be feeling something in this right thigh hip flexor area. If you wanted to do the one where your foot's on the chair, you can turn sideways or you can face straight on, whatever seems like it's working for you. That would be one option. I can turn sideways. If I have a seat back to hold on to, I can hold on to it. Focusing here, a couple more breaths. Remember, your modification is just doing it on the floor. Perfect option. Okay, and we release. All right, we are back to sitting on the chair. You'll need your yoga tune-up ball. Top of the hamstring, right where that hamstring and glute connect. And we have a seat on that ball. So play around with it till you find a spot where it belongs. For me, this one, it's a little more medial. So the other one, it was more lateral. So I needed it more towards the outside of my hamstring on my right leg. But for me, it's more towards the inside on the left leg. Who knows? But that's what I'm feeling I need today. So that's what I'm going to go with. And you should do the same. You figure out where you need that ball. Straighten and bend the leg, straighten and bend the leg. Lean into it to whatever degree you need it, maybe even lean on it, or maybe you need to lean a little bit away from it so it's not so much pressure. Keep breathing. And we start to move that leg side to side. The ball will travel back and forth across the hamstring. If that leg gets tired, just put the foot down for a few breaths. You have 10 more breaths. You can stay, you can be still. I'm just going to be still now and put the amount of pressure on there that feels like it's serving me. Deep breaths in and out, softening. And a couple more full inhales and exhales. Okay. And let's move that ball more towards the middle of the hamstring. And then kind of play with it until you find a place where it's doing something for you. And then we start with our straighten and bend again. Remember, you could play with some internal or external rotation of the leg. If that's not doing anything beneficial for you, then you can just keep it going straight ahead. Good. Keep checking in. Are you feeling something? Is it too much? Good. And then we're going to sweep that leg back and forth. Leg can be straight, it can be bent. You could even leave the foot on the floor and just let that knee rock side to side if it's getting too tired to keep it lifted. And you have 10 more breaths. Maybe you just hold it. Maybe you keep moving. You do what feels like it's serving you. Five more big breaths. Okay. We'll go ahead and take that ball out. And you're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh now. And we're going to move in and out of this. So chest stays lifted. So that means maybe you don't get to move that much. Maybe the movement is very small. Maybe it's that far. Some of you are going to come all the way forward. So you choose the one that's going to allow you to feel the left glute, hip, outer thigh. Some of you will feel inner thigh if you're really tight in your inner thigh. That's okay as well. Not in the knee. Your back should not be involved much. Some of you will feel it a little bit, but not mostly. So make your adjustments. And a couple more. Good. And then we'll pull that thigh in and rotate to the left. Some of you will use two hands. Some of you will use one and then help yourself with the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. You do you. So pull it in and rotate. And then we rotate. Come back to center. And we rotate. And back to center. We'll do that a couple more times. Really think about moving from your middle back through here versus your lower back. Our middle back is supposed to be the mobile part. So see if you can access some of that middle back for your rotation versus the lower back. Let's do that one more time. Pull it in and rotate. Okay, good. And then we're going to come up. So again, you want to make sure that you are squared up to your chair. So you notice both hips are pointed towards the chair. And then maybe some of you are going to keep a little bend or a lot of bend in that left leg. If you're only feeling behind the knee, please keep the knee a little bent. The goal is to hopefully feel some of the belly of the muscle of that hamstring. And some of you will also feel your calf. And then remember, you can play with how does it feel if I point my toes versus flex the ankle. And if they both feel okay, I recommend doing some of each, maybe even going back and forth between pointing and flexing. Let's do that a few more times. Okay. So now we turn completely sideways to the chair. Foot is up. Remember, those toes need to be pulled back towards the shin. Standing leg is a little soft. That's mostly for balance. If you need to hold on to something, no worries. And then we hinge forward until we feel that inner thigh, and we come back up. And then we hinge forward, straight forward, and then we bring it up. And we hinge, and we bring it up. Let's do that 3 more times. Bring it forward, little pause. Bring it up. Take it forward, a little pause. And then one more time. Little pause. Good. And we'll take the foot off. So remember your options now for the hip flexor. So the right foot will be maybe on this chair. And then my left foot is back. So I'm going to need to kind of hop it back. And notice I'm bringing my hip forward, but I'm lifting my chest. Maybe I'm supporting with a hand or two on the chair in some way. Another option could be to turn sideways if I have a back of my chair. That might be helpful. I'm really focusing on the left hip flexor. And then one more option would be to go ahead and bring this leg back, and I'm just on the floor. So I'm not arching into my spine. I'm trying to tuck my pelvis, squeeze my glutes so that I'm not taking it into my back. So left foot is back, really focusing on that left upper thigh, hip flexor. And then I'm probably going to feel my toes stretching a little bit too. That's normal. Couple more breaths. And we release. Okay, good. All right. So facing the seat of your chair again, some of you might need a block or two to bring the seat up to you for this one. So you're going to stand behind the seat of your chair. Your right foot will cross over. So both feet are on the floor, facing your chair. You'll be really quite close to your chair, and then you'll hinge forward and put the hands on the seat of the chair. Some of you, as I mentioned, will need to have blocks bring that seat of the chair up to you to make this available. Some of you, on the other hand, will not need blocks or maybe even need to come down to the point where your forearms are on the seat of the chair. So what you should be feeling mostly is the back leg. So the right leg is crossed over right now. The left leg is behind. So I'm mostly feeling my left leg right now. I could bend my right knee a little more and I might feel more. Try to keep the back leg quite straight. Just holding here and breathing. Now you can continue to just stay still and hold, or you can move around, maybe swish your hips side to side. Maybe bend the right knee a little more and then straighten it. Kind of playing with it, feeling it. And again, if it just feels best to just stay here and breathe and hold the stretch, that's also fine. 3 more breaths. Then you're going to be making your way up. If you uncrossed your feet, go ahead and recross them. And then from here, you're going to put your left hand behind your head and reach your right arm down. So we're leaning to the side and then coming back up. And then we're leaning. It's a little pause. And then we come back up. And we lean. If you're really having trouble with balance, you can find a wall space and you won't be able to really do the hand behind the head then, but that's okay. So leaning to the right and then coming back up. If you're able to do the hand behind the head, you'll get an extra little stretch through this left side body by having the hand behind the head. So it's just a little bonus, but if it doesn't work for you, again, if all you're trying to do is balance, then you're missing the whole thing. So do what you need to do to get something out of this. A couple more times. We lean and we bring it up and we lean and we bring it up. Okay, we're gonna switch everything. Left foot crosses over. Facing your chair, maybe you've got blocks on there, maybe you don't. You're pretty close to that chair. Back leg, the right leg is really quite straight. The front leg is likely bent. Maybe the forearms come down, maybe it's the hands. This side might be different. Let's just hold it at first and then maybe we'll move. Let your neck relax. Take some deep breaths. And then maybe we start to move a little bit. Sway those hips side to side. Maybe you really bend the left knee and then straighten it. Really bend it and then straighten it. And of course, there is the option to simply hold and breathe. Three more big breaths. And we start to make our way up. And this is the one where we are going to take the right hand behind the head, and the left hand is reaching down. We come up. Remember, if it's not working for you, just use a little support from a wall or something, and then you won't have the hand behind the head, but that's okay. And take it over and up and over. Good. Let's do three more. And one more. All right. Very good. Okay, we are done with your chair. Set that off to the side. We're going to come down to your mat. You'll need 2 yoga tune-up balls. And we're going to be doing a release for the upper trapezius. So I like to put them on the mat, and then I go ahead and lay down on them. So I'm going to place them there, and then I'm going to have a block handy just in case I need more. So 1 ball on each upper trapezius. So that's somewhere in between my neck and my shoulders. And everybody will be different on this. You might like it a little wider or a little narrower, so you find the place that feels good for you. Maybe you lift your hips and slide the block underneath you if you need more, but maybe just do a little test first to see. So moving those arms like a snow angel. That's one option. If you need some support for your head, a little towel might be handy. So if your head is dangling and your neck is uncomfortable, a little towel or something under your head might be helpful. And then remember, if you're not feeling enough, you either just lift those hips and hold your hips up, or maybe you slide a block underneath there, right underneath those hips. So on the tailbone, any movements that feel like it's feeling like a good opening for you in those shoulders and the traps. So arms like a snow angel, you can cross your arms. Maybe you just focus on one side at a time. Maybe I just focus on the side that's been bothering me, for instance, for right now. If both are fine, you can still do one arm at a time. Just see if you like it better than both. You could go one arm up, one arm down. And of course, you could just find a position that feels like it's serving you and just simply breathe, laying those arms, letting the pressure of the balls on you do the work for you. You've got 10 more breaths here. You can move, you can be still. You could even move your whole body, or maybe support your head and dip side to side. You could lift those hips and move around, or keep them on the floor, move around. Just a couple more big inhales and exhales. All right, so we're going to remove the balls. And we're going to be placing one ball underneath your right glute now. So go ahead and lift up, slide one ball underneath the right glute, right in the center. Go ahead and step your feet wide on your mat. So as wide as your mat. We'll start with just one knee. We'll take the right knee out and it points towards the ceiling. If that doesn't feel like enough, you could try both knees. To the right, points towards the ceiling, and to the right, point it towards the ceiling. Couple more times, just like that. And then crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, and we'll move the hip side to side. And then moving the ball to the right, you can either keep that ankle crossed and let the knees dip a bit to the right and point towards the ceiling. If that is too much, uncross the ankle and you'll go back to what we did before, just the knee falling out and in, or even both knees. If you have that ankle crossed, there's a lot more pressure, so make a good choice for you. We'll do that a couple more times. Okay. Remove the ball. If your ankle is not crossed, go ahead and cross it. You'll be teeing your arms out to the sides and letting the knees rock to the right and to the left. This movement can be big, it can be small. You decide what's appropriate for you. We'll rock that back and forth one more time to the left and to the right. And pausing at center, step your left foot to the left and then let both knees fall to the right. The focus is the left thigh, hip flexor area. If you're having any issues in your back or your knee, perhaps a block under this right thigh would be helpful. Deep inhales and exhales. You control the amount of pressure. The more I push down with my right ankle onto my left thigh, the more intense it will be. More is not always better, so make a good choice for you. Couple more big breaths. And then we're going to move in and out of this. So bring the knees, point them towards the ceiling, and then you go back into that lengthening of that hip flexor, and we bring it up. And then the knees go down, press down a little bit, and then we lift it up and we press. One more time. Let's lift it up. And then we press down. Good. Uncross the ankle, step both feet wide, TP your knees. Take a big belly breath. Open your mouth. Let that go. So we'll take a ball now underneath the left glute, right in the center. So placing the ball, step your feet as wide as your mat. Either just the left knee goes, or perhaps both knees fall to the left if that feels like it's the right amount of pressure. So I've got the ball essentially in the center of my glute right now. But if that's not doing anything for you, then move it around. Okay, let's cross that left ankle over the right thigh and shimmy those hips side to side. All right, option to keep the ankle crossed, move the ball to the left, and then both knees dip a little bit to the left. So if that is too much, and it very likely might be, you can uncross the ankle, just the left knee, or maybe both knees, go to the left. It's more pressure with that ankle crossed, more weight pressing on that ball as you dip it over. Outer glute. Find a place where you're feeling something. Do that a couple more times. All right, go ahead and remove the ball. If your ankle is not crossed, go ahead and cross it. And then we rock the knees side to side. The movement can be as big or as small as what feels appropriate for you. And then pausing at center, step the right foot to the right, both knees fall to the left. Remember, if you need support, you could place a block under this left thigh. And we're just going to stay here and hold first. Deep inhales and exhales. You control the pressure. If you press more with your left ankle, you're going to get more of a stretch on that right hip flexor. Couple more big breaths. And then leaving that right foot on the floor where it is. You're going to start to bring the knees up, point towards the ceiling, and then drop those knees back into the stretch. And we bring it up and take it back into the stretch. We bring it up and we bring it back into the stretch and up. One more time. And uncross the ankle, step the feet wide, TP the knees, take a big breath in. Let it go. All right. One more thing. We're going to be using our double ball inside the toes. We'll do a neck release for our last little bit. So placing the balls on top of your block like that. Lay yourself down. Placing the middle of that neck on the balls. So get yourself situated. And then you start to turn your head from left to right, like no. No more stress, no more tension, no more anxiety, no more pressure to be perfect. And then nodding your head like, yes, I've got this. Yes, I'm perfect just the way that I am. Yes, it's okay to rest. Yes, I invite in positivity and I invite in healing. And then turning your head to the left, like no, and then nodding your head yes. And then turning your head to the right, and then nodding your head like yes. And coming back to center and adjusting the balls so that they're at the base of your skull now. And your chin will tuck down towards your chest. You're getting a bit of traction in the neck. And then we'll just stay here and breathe, letting gravity do the work for us here. Pressing on the base of that skull, let your chin really dip down. You're creating kind of that double chin again. And then just letting those balls pull on the base of that skull. 5 big breaths. And then you are going to decide if you want to keep the balls underneath you for your final rest. Only keep them there if it's really comfortable. If you're efforting in any way or there's any discomfort, then just go ahead and remove them. Once you've made your choice, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big breath in again. And open your mouth, letting it all go. Let your body rest here. Let the practice become a part of you. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Namaste.